Oh man, it's funny when people call this early hours. This is I've been awake for so long and I've done so much already. But then again, I went to bed super early last night, so there's that. How you doing today, buddy? How you going? Oh man, I need to read through the notes I made when we talked about setting up games under Steam because I am missing some stuff. I need to get that set up again. But I just don't have the energy to worry too much about gaming right now, so it's all good. Yeah, what are you up to? Should we see what's going on here? I'm gonna make sure that we have everything turned on as it should be. Yeah, that looks fine. Bit loud. Oh, I never actually sent the go live notification. How are you settling into your new job though, right? You're just getting up at 8 a.m. 6:45. All right. Hello, Peter. Happy Friday to you as well. Yeah, it's not gonna work if you don't go to bed early. Then because you need the sleep, right? So if you don't go to bed early, you can't get up early. Looking forward to some Rust today. Me too, Peter. Although I don't know if I'm actually gonna be able to write some Rust. Is it weird that I call you Peter? Because that's kind of what I've settled for. Okay, just gonna keep calling you Peter, right? I thought it was like Danish, but you know we've been through this. I'm so stuck in this. I'm stuck in this like video creation rut, right? I tried to create some, like I tried to make some video, and see, Grim said that the other day, and he instantly regretted that after I called him Grimbo Baggins. Okay, doing all right, Doctor. How you going? It's been a hot minute. Yeah, right there. The problem is the brain isn't used to go to bed early yet, so yeah, fair enough. No, I know what it's like. I mean, a lot of it is like going to bed and existing. Half of life is just autopilot, right? You kind of just go to bed at some hour because you're supposed to, and you eat at some hour because you're supposed to, right? There's a lot of it is just autopilot, right? I don't even know when I became a morning person. I didn't used to be. Like when I was a teenager, sometime in the year 1, I used to be up at 3-4 in the morning without problems, right? Hello, Apollo. And, you stay up all night and you do something that's really fun. You go to bed, you pass out, you sleep until you don't have to sleep anymore until you wake up, right? And then you like back into it again. A part of me feels a little bit like I miss that. But it's impossible to exist as an adult under those conditions unless you are entirely alone or surrounded by people who are exactly the same. But even then it might not work, right? Because your rhythms change. Old man now, yeah, I'm pretty old, right? Well, I'm not old, right? I've moved to another stage in my life, right? So every time you move to a different stage in your life, your priorities changes, and what used to be every day becomes sort of a fond nostalgia instead. Which is obviously not, you can't live in the past, right? It sucks, the rent is really high. Yeah, waking up for 5 is one of my secrets of productivity. Yeah, that is definitely my preferred time. I woke up at 5:30 today, decided to have a lie-in for another half hour. Drag myself to the gym to flex at strangers. So I get to the gym and then I look at the biggest guy that's there. I walk up to him and then I say, I use Arch, by the way. It doesn't matter how much weight, how many plates you load. You're still going to be a little right? Anyway, of course we don't do that. That would be ridiculous because, I wear the t-shirt. But nevertheless, yeah, I like getting up early. I think it's sleeping till 9, 10. That's definitely not in the cards for me. That is something young people do. But I'm gonna consider myself young when I move to the next stage of my life. This is not that PlayStation 2 game where, what was it called? Where you were like this fuzzy, it's called like Tiny World or something like that. This is not that, but the cloth thing reminds me of that. Do you guys know the game I don't think I know what this is, right? This is, this has some kind of Nintendo feel to it though, not Sony. What do you think this is? Give me a clue. Thanks. That tells me absolutely nothing. I don't know this game. Nah, I'm pretty sure I don't know this game. Oh my god, it's a Kirby game? Out of here. Okay, it's a Kirby game. All right. Well, I don't know this. Kirby. Kirby. Oh, sorry. How many Kirbys are there? Not enough. Epic yarn. What a surprise. All right. Damn you, Kirby. You twit. Hello, bean juice. There is a few Kirbys, isn't there? But I was right on the Nintendo thing, though, right? There's something about the color palette that made me think Nintendo. Yeah. All right. Hello, Prevon. How you doing? Oh, man. Kirby. Yeah. 14 years ago. Yeah. I'm all right, Prevon. I'm all right. I'm sorry. I haven't forgotten that I'm going to give you a shout, Prevon. I just don't get to that stage in the video. And I think at this point, I might just cancel the whole video project and do something else, right? I'm just going crazy from the whole thing. So my goal is to wake up, work out, eat healthy, and then be productive. So the first part of the day, YouTube video. Second part of the day, after eating some lunch, streaming. But I don't get there. Are you gonna make a website in React? I don't know, Freedom DAO. Would that somehow improve my life quality? A vacuum cleaner and a chewing gum had a baby, Kirby. Are you making a day in the life video? No, I did think about making a short called Day in the Life of a Streamer. That's just me staring into the emptiness for 30 seconds and then the video ends. Right? We can do that. We just need to move these two around, okay? A day in the life of a streamer. All right, there we go. We got the quality with the we got the material for the next really great video, right? ¿Qué es eso? I have no idea what that conversation. Sometimes I see conversations on Discord and I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about, and I don't have the energy to get like clued up on what it is either, right? What do you think about someone switching from C# to C++ to learn more lower level CS concept? It's something I'm thinking of doing, but it might set me up better for Rust in the future. Well, why do you want to get set up better for Rust in the future? Why not go to Rust right now? You could make a simulator for your life in the future as the base ID. I don't know what that means now. Simulate only the good version. Because I need a job when I graduate in about a year. Do you think that someone is going to hire you as a C++ developer after you spend 1 year learning C++ on your own? I'm not saying that it's going to be any better for Rust, but I don't think I want a job is the reason to pick C++. If you want a job when you graduate, then your safer bets are going to be JavaScript or Python, right? great. You kids all want jobs, right? When I was a kid, we had to walk through lava to get to our first Visual Basic job. I don't know, man. Do whatever you want, man. I don't know. But what I do know is that, yeah, we're not gonna get a lot of programming done this morning. I'm a little bit too brain broken for that. There we go. I need a job when I graduate in about a year. So if you're getting proficient in C#, why don't you stay the course with C#? There's lots of C# jobs out there, right? Good morning, Mr. Temporis. How do you do? I did not get the Vulkan cube installed. But I acknowledge that I'm missing things, and I think I just need to review the notes from whoops. So I have all this game setup stuff that notes I've taken as I've been playing games with Danaka, right? And he's already done all the work for me, so I just copy his settings, right? But I'm missing some detail in there somewhere, so I should probably see to that. But all in good time, right? Yeah, but then is that like, it seems like there's like a split here, Apollo? Like, is the goal to get a job or a goal to educate yourself? What's your goal, right? Because the boring shit needs to be done to get to the good part, if the good part is money, right? If you want to learn Rust, go and learn Rust. If you want a job, then either stay with C#, since that's what you spend most time with, to my understanding, or move to Python and JavaScript because you want to get a job when you graduate. But I don't think anyone, so I'm being honest now, but I could be entirely wrong because I'm just some internet stranger, okay? I don't think anyone's going to hire someone who spent 1 year learning C++ on their own. Like, you're going to get a break if you get a job doing that, and that break is going to be 90% luck, right? But I have no real foundation for saying this. Maybe the world has changed. So people are just being like, hey, come and work on our shit. C++. You need no commercial experience. Don't worry about it right now. Yes. Wait, maybe I don't have Vulkan prefixes installed, right? Why don't we install that while we're talking? I'm going to try Temporis' font as well. No, not that one. That one. That's probably a power thing, isn't it? Isn't it? I said. No one heard otherwise. I have GameScope. I don't know if I have... Yes, I do have that one as well. Right, so there we go, right? We have Vulkan IC Radvi. You can just either replace with AMD Radvi like in your lower settings, or you can do what I do and just set Vulkan IC Radvi in my shell. Okay. Or you can just uninstall AMD Vulkan and install AMD Pro and have Vulkan Radiant installed. Really? Just make sure you don't put types in the phone. Shut up, man. I've never done such a thing. There's no evidence at all of me ever doing that. Maybe there's a chance to be hired from big consultancy companies. They usually hire junior level programmers even with no commercial experience. At least that was my first job. That's how I started after graduating. What year did you graduate? Can I ask you that, Octo? You didn't have to say what year. Like, plus minus 2-3 years, right? Roughly when did you graduate, right? Because this is something I think about sometimes when we talk about this. 2009, okay? When I will graduate in the future, right? The world's gonna look very different, right? Lockheed. Wait, aren't they like... Is it like Lockheed Martin and they're like a weapons manufacturer or whatever, right? Oh, aerospace. Okay. Primarily C++ because they are... but Apollo, haven't you heard? The government are now banning C++ and only accepting the morally superior language of Rust. Have you not been paying attention to YouTube, Apollo? They're all going to Rust now, and you are going to leave Rust on the table. Apollo, skill issue. Also need Vulkan Radiant and lib32 Vulkan Radiant. Then in Steam, force everything to be run through Proton GE and you're good to go. Do I not have that? All right, I'm getting mixed messages maybe. If you install, that becomes the default, and well, they aren't great. Vulkan Radiant is the open source. Okay, so there seem to be 2 of them. you shit. I can't look at this thing. Reddit's blocked, okay? Reddit's blocked. There's 3 AMD Vulkan drivers. Okay, we're doing this now. So there's the Pro one. There's the Vulkan Radiant and lib32 Radiant, but hang on, that's 2, right? And then we have that one, and then we have this one. 2 words to motivate anyone's skill issue. Yeah, you know what we need to do? We need to pretty this up a little bit. Let me fix this. Okay, maybe I can place this somewhere where you can see it. There you go. Can't see anything with that. I always stuck with the Mesa ones because the other 2 never really worked for me. Oh, I see. So these are the 3 drivers. Wait, which one is the Mesa one? Vulkan Radiant is the open source Mesa. So Vulkan Radiant is the one I should use. Should we try MD? Should we try this one then? Okay, that didn't exist. Haskell monad prompt. Yeah, that seems about right. All right, so is this a power thing again? Should we just have a look at the... at this one? Ah, yeah, so now we install this one. Vulkan Radiant. Okay, let's do it. Wait, I already had that installed. No, I didn't. Never mind. All right, there we go. Why is skill always top 1 priority in the world? Because without skill, what do you have? Then you just have issues, right? And no one wants that. Probably. All right. But then we installed prefixes today, so we should be good. I don't know what this means, Priven. I mean, I have never installed this. Whoops. I'm not watching any more of your Rick rolls, mate. And then we can figure it's actually a problem instead of asking. That's using AMD Volk, run AMD Radeon. You need help, Mixna. Go on. What do you want? Try uninstalling AMD Vulkan. Okay. Now we got like chat is troubleshooting my install. Okay, so now we got something else going on here. And that's a good thing. It's not a rickroll, it's the best meme on earth. Hello, Ibradev, how you doing? I don't believe you, Priven. I don't believe you. Did you make this? Dude, I obviously know what these nuts are, right? Okay? Jesus. I used the VK router to avoid problems with AMD Evoke because some other programs require AMD Evoke and it gets installed easily without nodes. Really? Is there a container that can hold a type that has multiple generics using type state with market types? No, you make the type generic over as many as you want, but mix nuts. It is generally a trap to have more than 2 generics for type states, okay? That's probably gonna result in a really complex type setup that might not do what you want it to do. Prevan. Okay. You thought I was serious? Okay. Did the cube look like it was spinning fast for you? No, it did not. It looked pretty shit. Time was on coffee. I almost drank coffee yesterday. But I didn't. Have you heard of Solcon? Nice try, Ibradev. That was pretty good. It took me, I hadn't heard the joke before, but it took me a couple of seconds to make the leap. What's my XLM refresh rate set to? Oh, we don't see that here, do we? Oh yeah, here we go. $60 Hz. Really? I just wait for them to update. Yeah, I'm waiting for DaVinci Resolve to be updated as well. Maybe it's updated now. Nope. Hello, Velux. How you doing? It's doing what I want because I wanted compile time versus runtime. I'm trying to port Drizzle ORM to Rust. I can do a derived macro for this, but since autocomplete gets broken, can I use the point of the nice API? A proc macro and a derived macro are the same thing, though. A derived macro is a type of proc macro. Do you mean a declarative macro? So I don't know what you want to do, of course, mix nuts, but in general, if you're using the type state pattern, having more than one type tend to not result in the code that you want. But you set a container. You obviously make your own container, right? So cargo new type state. Why don't we? Typo. That was almost ironic. All right. So if you do this, and I'm assuming that we're just going to use phantom data for this. No, I removed that key this morning. Then you still have to write a bunch of implementations for the different types that you have, right? So let's say that you, I don't know what information are you storing in this, because you specifically said type state, right? So what are you storing in what different states can this be in, right? I don't know how to interpret that. You have 2 AMD GPUs. Well, I have an AMD on the graphics motherboard. Is all AMD. Well, the motherboard isn't AMD, but the CPU and everything. So I'm guessing that's the integrated one. But this doesn't do anything with type state, right? This doesn't even have types. I don't know what I'm looking at here. Like, what is this supposed to tell me? The states are column types. It does. No, it doesn't. This was JavaScript, wasn't it? Wait, point at the types, please. Point at the type state for me here. That's TypeScript. I see. In that case, the state is the column types, primary key, default, auto increment, etc. Oh, really? Nah. I don't even see any representation of something here. I don't see anything that implies type state here. Is this? I'll wait. There's a way to force it. But if that's the case, when I run the cube, and I end it, it definitely says 6800, right? Yeah, you can try it. But so I have 3 monitors connected into my graphics card. I don't think this thing is doing any work whatsoever. I don't think you can use the integrated graphics card at the same time, can you? Because then I could theoretically have 5 monitors. And that seems excessive and interesting at the same time. That's a good point. You can't. Okay. Sad. Sad bit. I don't think I have room. I mean, I could have more screens here, but I don't know what I would do with that, right? I'm just going to sit here and ignore you while I look at my skill issue. Should we ask the internet? Can you use integrated and external graphics card in X11 at the same time? Most traders I've seen use only 2 screens. You can use them together. You cannot try and use them together in the sense of combining them. You can actually use them separate though. For instance, I build computers every day that use a card with 4 mini DP outputs. All the outputs are always used for external monitors. We always pull extra monitors off the onboard graphics as well. This is done by getting the onboard graphics driver, changing the BIOS to enable onboard graphics. You should be able to use them both now. Okay. Windows, get out of here. Okay, so we have to enable this in the BIOS. If it shows up in the system already, then there's no need to check. Just plug a monitor or two into the motherboard. That'll free up a little bit of VRAM, but eat into your system memory. I got 64 gigs, I don't mind. Only other option would be a better Quadro. Okay, we can just plug a monitor in then. I wonder if it was just disabling onboard graphics in the BIOS to be sure it's not there. I don't think the onboard graphics is so good that it could run Warframe in 4K at 50 FPS. I don't think the integrated graphics card is that good. This is my X render output. Yeah, I don't think the integrated graphics card could do that. I don't think my satisfaction with a frame rate is indicative of which graphics card is being used. Well, I just assumed you were using 4K, right? 4K is a trap, don't fall for it. But if I don't, then Danaka will yell at me when we play together. And I'll be like, look at my frame rate. And he'll be like, wow, is that 4K? I'll be like, no. And it's like, wow, you're not even playing in 4K. And then he won't talk to me anymore. What money, Marvin? Now, clearly, this is not the statement from someone who draws upside down triangles, right? See, I'm being resolution shamed now. Have you tried turning it on and off again? I feel like I'm a little bit too old to be called boy, though, right? I'm a man, you know, an elderly man. How many HDMI ports does your dedicated GPU have? 1. If it's 1, then the other one showed by XRender is the integrated output and should be usable. The rendering will be done by the dedicated one, though. Cool, Kabinja. Oh yeah, look, we got two HDMI. We can see the HDMI ports here, right? Implicitly suggest dropping your resolution. I will do that. Spending everything on iLadies? Send me a link, Priven. Alter the gamescope command I gave you to lower the resolution. Yes. I will do that. Yeah, cinnamon is cool. It's very windy in England right now. One of my trees just got blown down. Well, it depends on where in England you are, right? If you're in a big city, it's going to be less windy. But if you're down like in like Bognor Regis or whatever, then yeah, I can imagine, right? Do you know what iLadies is? No, Priven, I don't know anything. Time to write own custom BIOS in Rust to get on board doing stuff. I don't think we have to do anything. I think we just plug in another monitor. Hang on. Let's just do this then, right? Let's just throw up another monitor here and see if it works. cable's too short. Nah. I am at 1, 2, 3. This will be the fourth one. Apparently I could not. Everyone is confused. I do not use Sway now. Cable's too short. I could just move the monitor. We need power. We need power. Where is power? That's the wrong one. That's also the wrong one. All right, we got some power cords here. That's in a bit of a state. I think it's the right one. Okay. Let's plug it in. No signal. Now we're gonna ask X-Random what's up. Where's my head? Phones. Okay. Let's see if HDMI A11 is gonna be disconnected. What? That's kind of a weird output, isn't it? It's a little bit weird. But you know what we could do? We could just do... that. There we go. So we'll do... but we're not going to put it to the right of DisplayPort 2. We're going to put this one to the right of DisplayPort 0. And this is going to be HDMI. I don't think that works. I don't think it liked it. Whoops. What does this thing say about HDMI A11 now? What is happening? Okay, something is happening. The computer's flipping out just a little bit. Okay, so it says this is connected. Okay, so something is happening. It keeps flipping out. Yeah, it's on. Yeah, it's not happening. But so every now and then the focus moves from this screen to that screen, which is clearly not right. No signal is what that says, right? So it wasn't as simple as just plugging it in and then telling Xrandr to extend my display. It's not a biggie. I don't know what I would do with 5 monitors, right? What am I going to do with it? I have nowhere to put them, right? I would have to start stacking them. And unfortunately, these monitors are really cheap, like $200 for 28-inch 4K when they were new. And they do not have any useful mounts. Right, I'm going to dislodge this thing now. I lost the L in my skill issue. That's how much skill issue I got. I decided to go with skill issue instead of wanker for the video because I thought wanker was a little bit too... Maybe it was a bit too crass for you British people out there. Even though I found it amusing. But I stopped finding it amusing after a while, of course, because, you know. Okay. So let's have a look. What are we looking at here in terms of... So there's a SQLite column somewhere. Where is that? It's in super. So what am I looking at again? Why am I looking at this? Can you remind me? But you have that here called SQLite column, right? Am I... What I am not understanding. A vec of SQLite columns. That you can't have, mixed nuts. A vec is a homogeneous collection. The moment you change one type for another, unless you're happy with them to all be the same, you could, of course, lose the type. You can erase the type information, but then this becomes meaningless. A vector of nuts, as long as they're the same type of nuts, Apollo, it's fine. Uh, well, there is, but it's not. It's most likely not gonna be the result you want, right? So if I have an integer here, I can have a vec. And then we can do numbers.push A and B. But in doing so, we're going to lose the type information. So we have to say that this is a vec of box of dine any, right? And then all of a sudden, you're down to not having the information anymore, right? Let's not make up our own numbers, right? Oh man, okay. But this list is meaningless because this list cannot be converted back to what these things were, right? So again, type state isn't... I don't think type state is the solution here. So how would I do this? Maybe I mean, I don't know how far you want to take this, mixed nuts, but you can make this work by keeping separate stores for all the different integer types, and then you have a composite key that contains the store information. All right. But then you're going to have to create an implementation of every different permutation of these things, and that is probably not what you want. All right. Oh. Okay. Yeah, macros, right? But I don't know how macros are gonna solve that. Now, I understand the use of it. I think if you want to do this, then you're still subject to the type system. I don't know if TypeScript will allow you to erase the type system alongside something else, right? Where it will allow you to erase the types and then get the types back magically, right? Maybe it can do that. You could obviously have different trait implementations, but if you really wanted to do something like this, then you can. You just have to have a store for every different type, and then build this composite key where you use a portion of the key to represent the storage is coming from, right? But it's not easy, right? It's not simple to do. Yeah, so we would end up with something like an index. And then we would have a function on the index for the store. And that would be something like maybe a U16. So we would do self.0 48, right? And then we would cast all this as a U16. You can do this, right? That's not Drizzle though, that's subject to the language, right? We have done game though, yeah. I think it's that must mean, makes nuts, that TypeScript can retrieve the type information at runtime, which makes sense. It's a dynamic language after all, right? I mean, as far as we're concerned, we could just ignore the types, right? But the type information has to be stored somewhere for you to retrieve it. Otherwise, you couldn't. But this is probably, if I had to do this, this is how I would do it, right? And then just store the individual types. But if you have this many different types, and I have no idea how you're gonna deal with this thing. If you have this many types, then that's gonna be a little bit hectic. SQLite, integer column builder, auto increment not set. So this is basically a bunch of type aliases to not have to type all this stuff out. Maybe there's just a handful of these, and that's fine. But can you smell the Java in here? Yeah, I don't think that's gonna be. But how does this work in? How do you store multiple? What do we do here? Like TypeScript, type, erasure, and retrieval. Oh no, that's me, Apollo. TypeScript is a transpiled language, and there is a step in the process called type erasure. Oh my god, I'm already I'm gonna hurt my eyes from rolling too much. Well, I mean, okay, arguably this is a correct statement. And so is this. I have no idea why someone is writing an article about TypeScript and talking about memory addresses even, right? I feel like I feel like we're missing the mark a little bit. Not at all, Mixed Nuts. Not at all. But this is not a collection though, right? None of this is an actual collection. This, I don't understand what it is. Yeah, but this is not a collection. Maybe there was a little bit of disconnect between us in the conversation. I thought you wanted to store data in a homogeneous collection, okay? As a vector or an array or whatever, right? But that is not what you were talking about then. In that case, what is missing from here then? What is it that you're actually missing? You have a bunch of things here already. What's missing? You need a table to hold all the columns. Yeah. Okay. The plot thickens. Then this thing will make no sense to you. Then we get rid of that code. And this. A very similar step, but they're not identical. Technically, what transpile is actually transcompilation, right? Transpilation is just short for transcompilation. What it's compiling is a catch-all term for turning code that you've written into some lower level executable for the computer. Let's not be too nitpicky. An example of some compiled languages are Java, C# or C. Sometimes it's compiled in multiple steps, each step optimizing the code and getting it close to machine code. Though this process, a high level closer to human readable language, ends up lower or close to binary. What is transpiler? Transpilers are sometimes referred to as source-to-source compilers, so a shorthand way of saying source code to source code. Transpiler means converting one high-level language to another high-level language. TypeScript is a high-level language, but after it's transpiled, it's turned into JavaScript. So that's weird to say, but after it's transpiled, hinting that it becomes a low-level language, the output, but it doesn't. You can write one high-level language and still end up with another high-level language. Okay. Yeah, in general, most developers who's done that process has realized that storing the images as binary blobs or base-64 encoded data in the database has not been a good thing to do. Store the file path instead. Yes, they can get desynchronized, so you have to be vigilant, but everything else is going to be so much easier. Okay, this was not... Is this article helpful? Not really. But I wasn't looking for that. I was just wanting to see what type, if there was a way to do type erasure in TypeScript and then retrieve the type information at a later point. But it was not. All right then. Thank you for the follows. So I then it's really unclear to me what the issue is. The mixed nut. Thank you so much for the gift sub. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. We have this super interesting scenario at work. We're quite good to import data this Wednesday, and deadline is like next week. Okay, but it's not Wednesday now. No issue with that. We fixed. The issue is that the dude requesting it can't let go of his academic pride and think that his broken Python project is the best. The Python project is so good that it's too complicated for the person who made it to fix it. There you go, man. Sounds like your company has a big skill issue. I found the Swellboard keyboard. Only $1,000 for a keyboard with an insane learning curve and might not like, but I want to try. Link, please. Yeah, I don't know, Prevent. So when it comes to these things, if I'm doing work for a client and they have some horrible code and I say to them in the most political way possible that their code is not up to scratch or could benefit for some work, and they say no, and they are gonna have ownership of the project, then that's their problem. It's my problem when I have to work with it, but I can't remove their code and replace it with my own because that's not what they need. Well, that's what they need, but that's not what they're gonna agree to, right? See, if you take ownership of it, that's a different story. Hello, Auntie, how you doing? Need some, don't we all, right? Hype train. Thank you, Ibradev. Thank you so much. Oh man, I have never had this many sub points in my entire life. I don't think I have. Also many subscribers, not sub points. I have I'm gonna tell you, I got 257 subscribers right now. I mean, that's just that might have something to do with my regular heroes, but also this guy. Wow, thank you so much, Auntie. Thank you so much for the 5 gift subs. Thank you. That is really kind of you. Thank you so much. That's really nice. Is there a link to it? Okay, let's do this. I try to catch up with everyone as well. Yeah, if you take ownership of it, then yeah, you should have the right to do whatever with it. Well, it's not even about pride. It's about dictating what is happening to something they're not involved in anymore, right? Thank you so much, Ibradev. All good. I just used the macro approach. I just wanted to basically let the user create a dynamic table, but without having them have to do a bunch of generics. So I want to. Oh, I see. Oh yeah, this is the problem because you're gonna use type inference here, and when I mean you can do this to some degree. Thank you so much, Ante. Thank you so much for the subs. Stop using autocomplete mixed nuts. That's clearly the solution. Getting good at one of these keyboards would be the ultimate, by the way. Yeah. Our team should take care of it. We're the team built for this and even have services built for this stuff. It's just people who believe they are the smartest on earth. That team also had a requirement that people need to have at least 120 IQ to join the team. Really? So it's like, so I can understand enforced IQ testing in some places, but I don't think the average developer has 120 in IQ, right? I definitely don't think I have. I have like 8. Right. Self-print kit option. What controllers is this using? I honestly don't think this is a good keyboard. I don't think this is a good keyboard at all. There are cheaper and simpler solutions than this. Is this supposed to be a trackball? Tactile magneto-optical keys to your fingertips, integrated pointing for completely hands-down operation. Let's have a look. It's 2 trackballs. Oh, I totally want to try it. In some places, it's not uncommon to have an IQ test, right? You might be subject to it. But IQ tests in general aren't like super good. And that's not because I believe that they are wrong or anything like that. But an IQ test can have a severe impact on a person's mental well-being. So when if you're someone who's currently suffering from depression, for instance, then being told that you have 98 in IQ and you thought you had 140, right? That is not going to help you, right? Do you think there could be a Rust developer job you'd be scared to take up? No. In terms of feeling that you might have too low skill with the language? No, that's up to people who hire me to evaluate that, right? If someone hires me to do a job, then it's their it's their job to make sure that I am up to scratch for that job, right? It's their job to make sure that I can do the tasks they have in mind, right? So if they have an interview with me and they'll be like, "Oh, you seem to know Rust," and I'll be like, "Yeah, I'm pretty good at faking it," and they say, "Okay, cool, we want to offer you the job," and I'll be like, "All right, cool. I'll turn up on Monday," and if the first thing they say is, "Okay, we want you using Rust to be able to read that person's mind," I don't know how. Do you have libraries for this? And they go, "No, you have to create them." I can't do that. Why was this not part of the interview process? Why did you not evaluate my skill set accordingly, right? So it's not... well, if you're depressed, you might actually drop a couple of points just from that as well, Ibrahim. They had an IQ test in the military, did it in less than 2 minutes, didn't qualify for the military. So no, not really, Rebel. I think if you are giving me a technical an interview with a technical person and we're talking about what the company does, for instance, I've worked as a consultant for a Rust company, and they thank you guys for the subs. Thank you so much. I will share this with you. So they interviewed me for Rust, and I told them I don't understand anything about your market. My math skills are pretty weak, and I don't have super strong algorithm skills either, right? And they're like, "Yeah, we don't care. You got long hair and a beard. You're obviously good. Come and work with us." Svalboard reduces the reach to each keyboard position the key immediately next to the fingertip. Yeah, but it's how do you is this like is this 4 switches? Do you have like 4 directions to push a switch? Is that it? I had 35-gram springs, but there's so many other things that has something to do with it, right? We're building control system for drone swarms integrating with 5th gen fighter planes. Do you think you would be up for the task? It depends on what my job would be, Rebel. If my job is to write an internal tool printing hello world, then yeah. If you want me to write embedded software for anything, then no, because I have no prior experience writing embedded Rust. It's not oh yeah, of course, man. Each finger has 5 direction, up, down, left, right. Wait, where does the up come in? I see. Oh, all right. It's forwards, backwards, left, right, and down. Okay, gotcha. Yeah. I don't think this keyboard... I think keyboards that has... Like, if you guys watch Stragger when he used to stream, he had this, like, weird keyboard... which was some kind of stenography keyboard or whatever it was, right? Where you move these like little balls and clicking into various directions. I personally had a frog board once. It's just not good, right? I haven't seen Stragger in ages. Is he back streaming? There's a warning with red background at the bottom on how to use the website correctly. I don't think so, BGs. I think I think this warning is a mistake. And here's a graph that means nothing to use a keyboard user. I can't afford a small board on my non-existent salary right now, but this was interesting to learn about and help me settle a debate I was having with myself about what kind of regular key switches to get as a side effect. All right. Do we have some 104 words per minute on Svalbard? Should we have a look? I don't think 104 words per minute is that impressive. Can we just pop this out, please? So this guy doesn't even seem to have his finger in the well, though, right? You know, I think this is meaningless for you and I as programmers. This is showing you this is like showing how to type English. That's not the main problem when you're using a keyboard. Most of us can probably type this without looking, right? And 104 words per minute isn't super impressive. You get that on your Digma D5, Kinesis, Moonlander, whatever, right? With some, if you actually put the effort in. But that said, I would like to try. I would like to try the keyboard, but I really don't think that the keyboard holds any real value for me. Now, if they wanted to, so this is the thing, right? If you don't have those symbols readily available to you, then it's gonna suck as a keyboard for a programmer. Yeah, so I've done a modification to my keyboard where I set this as on a second layer, I have access to these keys, minus and equal as well. These keys are very important. I still keep messing it up though, but I think maybe I should move them. Oh, my skin is falling off. I should not have become a zombie after all, right? No, but it does feel like they're in the right place. Actually, you know what I'm going to try? I'm going to move the minus key to here. And the equal sign to here. Man, I can't even find these in the keyboard anymore. So we're going to try this for a bit. And then we're going to remove these. And for some reason, these are black, but whatever, right? Let's remove these as well. Now I'm gonna have even more typos, but you know, isn't that why we're doing all this? Have you considered using a split keyboard with split foot pedals? No, I don't think so. I think like your feet shouldn't be involved in anything. My feet are moving quite a lot because I'm sort of constantly moving my legs and shifting in the chair and stuff. So I don't think having anything on the floor that I'm depending on is a good idea, right? Okay, I made them the wrong color because I'm a clot. Let's fix that, shall we? The color changes are obviously the most important one. Ew, wrong layer. Gross. Yeah, that can be the same color. There we go. It's so bloody convenient to update this keyboard. I can't stress that enough. Yeah, that might be better than reaching over to the G button and the H button. I did, Perkage. I had a pretty good sleep. Actual writing the code is 4% of the whole time spent anyway. It's like optimizing the clutch pedal of the car to move an inch here and there. That is not true though, Rebel, because when you're translating code from your brain to your computer, you have to go through your hands. And if you have to start thinking about typing, then you're not thinking about programming. And I know this, and anyone who's swapped to a different keyboard layout or a different keyboard, like a split keyboard, also knows this, that the keyboard suddenly adds cognitive load to your programming, and that's not ideal. I don't know, Scott. I need to find a company that does Alice keyboards who wants to sponsor me then, right? I figured out that this is my way going forward with keyboards. Obviously, these guys will always be my first love, the Digma keyboard, right? Yeah, so this gets in the way and becomes so much cognitive load. So normally, if you're working on a keyboard you're so used to, you don't look at what you're typing, right? You would just go through the motions, right? But if you suddenly have to figure out where something is, right? So now I move the equal sign. So if I'm going to write let x, now I have to stop. I don't remember where the equal sign is, right? Or y is equal to x minus 1, right? So it adds load to it. I kind of got it working, but I never programmed it. And then I dropped it. And I didn't break the keyboard, but I smashed some of the key caps. So Digma. So I have to replace the caps on it. It's not a biggie, it's just the caps mix nuts. It's not a problem. Write the hello world main function eyes closed. Can you do it without compilation errors? I'll accept your challenge. I don't think I will be able to, okay? But I was gonna say, how can I? Well, I guess I just do this then, okay? Okay, he's satisfied. Sorry. Okay. No. Done. But that is not that useful, right? But obviously, if I'm going to do anything with the main function, then I'm going to use my macros, right? My amcros. Now I'm looking you in the eye instead. Anyway. I think with because I just changed the equal signs, I would struggle to do some programming. Yeah, I'm already lost. No, okay, I wasn't even typing. What happened? Okay, I was gonna type let x equals to 1, 2, 3, right? And then let y equals to x minus 1. Yeah, it's difficult when I move that over now, right? And they are super nice dudes as well, so I think that's really good. Type a doubly linked list with your eyes closed. Actually, I forgot if I was in the right place. Okay, so no, that was wrong. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I'm actually super happy about it. When the guy approached me on Discord, I was about to kick ban instantly. But then he said keyboards, because I get these people who at me on Discord be like, "Hi, we have this business proposal you might be interested in. Would you like to talk about our financial app? Because we think it'd be a good fit for your community." And I usually just lose my marbles with these people. It's like, which one of you were they thinking about when they said that you... First of all, I have 64 viewers, so that means there's 64 fiscally irresponsible people watching this right now. Should they have a fine? I'm kidding. No, it's rubbish. But then this person's like, keyboard. And first when they say Digma, I thought this was a Ligma joke, right? Someone's just being clever. But no. It was actually about keyboards. I'm like, oh yes, tell me more. And we talked about it. And I said, yeah, you know what? I'm really interested in this. The contract was really sound. Like, talk about the keyboard when people ask. I even talk about it when you guys don't ask. And give them your honest opinion. And I waited like 2-3 weeks before. So the honeymoon period was all before I gave my honest opinion. And I love this keyboard. It's my daily... I didn't even have to use this as my daily driver, right? I could stop using this keyboard and go back to my Back and Echo. But I like this keyboard more. And I think that's really nice. So yeah, no, I'm totally on board with being sponsored. I have... If you're a possible sponsor, I have no morals or scruples whatsoever. I am morally bankrupt. My moral compass is pointing straight down, okay? So give me shit and I... No. Not at all. These are the guys that want to sponsor me. Those 2 boxes up there, those are Bulov Christmas calendars, right? I get them once a year, obviously, the calendars from my wife, and they should sponsor me, all right? I was supposed to write them, shouldn't I? Okay, you know what? Why don't I do this? Why don't I write an email to Bulov, all right? Dear, and I'll send it this time. Dear Bulov, I am a should we say content creator, and I really like your product. I talk about it from time to time, and now I wonder if you would like to sponsor my channel/stream. If you do so, I will talk religiously about how amazing Bulov is. Come on, do it. You know you want to. Did you try to write the actual word? It's banned from here. I will never promote Raid Shadow, right? I will not promote in Impact. I read the other day, let me show you this, okay? There's a company called Better Health. There's a company called Better Health, and they are supposed to be like this online thing for like mental health. And I'm a big proponent of not only taking care of yourself physically, but taking care of yourself mentally as well, right? So something like BetterHelp sounded to me like an amazing initiative, right? Why not, right? Until I read this. BetterHelp shared confidential information from an intake questionable, probably supposed to be questionnaire because people can't write these days, to major advertising platforms including Facebook, Snapchat, Criteo, and Pinterest. Could you be any more nefarious and disgusting? To share all this information with basically information hoarders. Our proposed settlement from the FTC included blah, blah, blah. This came despite promise from BetterHelp that information collected regarding their mental health and other private details should be kept strictly private. Of course it is. Mental health is one of those things that we are scared to talk about. We're terrified to talk about mental health, right? If you're feeling unhappy, depressed, whatever it is, you don't want to talk about it. When someone asks how you doing, you be like, I'm tired, right? No one calls into work saying, I can't come to work today. I'm feeling horrible. I feel like the world is grey and my life is stuck in a rut and I'm wondering what's the point of anything. No, you're going to go, I can't come to work. I got a fever, right? To share this information and with flipping Facebook of all things, right? I don't know how BetterHelp used wide variety of tactics to share health information of over 7 million consumers. The service shared an email address of all current and former clients with Facebook in 2017 and disclosed the previous therapy of over 1.5 million users. How could you possibly support this thing? How could you possibly want to say that this is a good thing? I'm all for mental health, but if anything, they are doing you a disservice. This company could be detrimental to your mental health. Imagine that you have something that you never dare to talk to anyone about, right? Maybe you got like a foot fetish or whatever, right? And like you're too embarrassed to talk to anyone about this. But you muster up the courage to do this online. You don't even want to talk to a local psychology or psychiatrist because you're going to see these people in the supermarket maybe. So you don't. So you find this online service and you talk to them and you be like, okay, look, I'm never going to meet you guys. I'm uncomfortable giving you my real details, but I mean, client, patient confidentiality kind of thing, right? You'd expect that. and you tell them about your weird foot fetish, not kink shaming you, but you tell them about your foot fetish. I shouldn't have the weird in there. Anyway, you tell them about it, and they proceed to share that information with the largest social network of all time, historically, right? That might not be there anymore, right? This is the worst thing ever. I am under the influence. When you have a company that is sound and honestly has a good product, not willing to stand behind the product, will sell itself once people are aware of it. This is not true, Scott. This is not true. As we can see here, there are probably lots of other alternatives to BetterHelp, but this is the company that we've all heard of. It's in the US. Yeah, FTC. They've been. Here you go. FTC, but of course it's a settlement. $7.8 million. Right? So for 1.5 million users, they get to share 7.8 million. So you've had your most intimate thoughts and concerns shared with Mark Zuckerberg, right? You can... When it comes to mental health, it's very important to develop a safe relationship, a solid relationship with your therapist or psychiatrist or whatever you have, right? Honestly, I'm not too clued up what the difference is between these two. Last time I saw a psychologist was when one of my friends decided to make poor life choices and become unalive. And I went to see a psychologist and I said, why would she do this? And he said, why does anyone do anything? Well, he didn't say it like that, but I talked to him and it felt good afterwards. And I recommend anyone to do it, right? It shouldn't be this taboo faux pas thing, right? But it becomes a problem when you're saying that you're there to help someone's mental health improve and you turn around and stab them metaphorically in the eye with an ice pick. Like, one of these things, we don't want to talk about this. Especially, I think this is more prevalent in men because you're supposed to be tough and walk it off, princess, right? You got some mental health. That don't exist, okay? It's nonsense. Walk it off, right? Toughen up. Eat a spoon of cement and stiffen up, son, right? Of course, next generations aren't that idiotic, but those of you who are from an older generation, this is probably a bit familiar, right? And then you do this. All right? Imagine anyone who's mustered up the courage to go and speak to someone only to read this. And they'd be like, I am never gonna talk to anyone ever again about my issues. So if BetterHelp ever contacted me and said, hey, would you like to, get some money for talking about our thing on YouTube? I could talk about this. I could talk about how scummy it is to betray people's trust, but I would certainly never promote this for any odd reason, right? The FTC added that BetterHelp granted Snapchat the IP address. Why? Why even that? And email addresses of around 5.6 million former visitors to target them with ads. Why? Newsweek reported on the negative experiences of several BetterHelp customers who had detailed their troubles on TikTok. Wait, what? The negative experience of several BetterHelp customers who had detailed their troubles on TikTok. Okay, so they've gone to BetterHelp and they didn't have a good experience and talk about it on TikTok. Okay. How her therapist was 10 minutes late to their 10-minute meeting. Oh, wow. That's, look, you're a human. If you're 10 minutes late to a 10-minute meeting and I still get to have a 10-minute meeting, then I don't mind if you're late, right? I tried twice. I actually got a refund from them. My therapist was 10 minutes late at our first initial meeting, right? She added that while discussing a traumatic story, the therapist opted to repeatedly market her book instead of focusing on the problem. Get out of here, man. Get the flip out of here. If this really happened, what a complete piece of shit. What a human fecal matter you are. If someone's coming to you with a problem and you say, oh yeah, buy my book. All right. No. Listen, if I'm in the business of solving my own problem through books, I will go and research and buy the books I think I need to read. Okay. Your book might not be it. Okay. Lauren also stated how a second therapist then missed 2 scheduled meetings only to apologize on the account that he was at his other job. I mean, okay, there is an illusion, right? But I'd imagine that I mean, this other job might also be as a psychologist, and they might have been dealing with an emergency, right? There are emergency mental health workers, okay, that have to turn up for these emergencies, right? Maybe someone's on top of a rooftop trying to install Ubuntu, and they'll be like, use Arch! You don't have to do this! Meanwhile, other told stories of comprised. Fuck, do people suck at writing? Okay. Lack of professionalism from the therapist and even confusion over various mental health conditions, such as the difference between PTSD and PTSD, right? I have no idea what the difference is. You don't have to tell me. I don't know. I'm not a mental health worker. I'm just some random internet dude. The app previously faced backlash for its paid collaboration with various YouTubers who share their mental health struggles as part of their ads. I mean, one day I might share my past with you guys, but not for fucking ad revenue, okay? Their creators were paid as much as $200 per user to sign up using their unique link, leading to concerns they were profiting off the struggles of others. But their whole concept of BetterHelp is to profit from the struggles of others. The whole mental health industry is to profit from the struggles of others. That's what you do. You get paid to help someone, right? I mean, this is certainly a way of painting it in a gross light, but I mean, if the dude that I paid to talk to about my friend, he didn't do it because he liked me. He did it because I gave him money, right? I think it was like £50 or whatever to sit there and talk about this, right? Keep your past to yourself. Don't ruin the mistake. Well, when I was young, I used to be a sandwich. So anyway, yeah, Better Health is not someone I'm gonna contact. But I'm okay. Let's write a message to Bulov, right? Dear Bulov, and I really love your product so much that my wife imports a Christmas calendar for me every year from Denmark. Let's see. I wonder if you want to sponsor my content, and in return, I will give my honest opinion on Bulov to my viewers, which you're getting now anyway. And it's nothing short... Oh, hang on. I'm not supposed to eat snacks anymore. Well, we'll try it anyway, right? And it's nothing short of amazing. This is clearly the best sweet there is. And next time I'm... Where's the letter I? I'm in Copenhagen. I will visit the factory if it's available for tours. I think it is. Come on, dude. You know you want to. Okay, should we sign it like that, right? Signed TB. Not Okay, I can't spell tuberculosis. Oh, should we go with influencer instead of content creator? I am an influencer. Oh, I loved saying that, man. I definitely feel like I have a grown-up person's job when I say that. You're making lines longer than your line length marker is driving me up the wall. Ooh, no. Stop it. Damn it. Well, luckily I can just do this. There you go. Productivity influencer. I am a productivity productivity influencer. All right, I have to format the text for temporis as well. Should we send this? All right. Should we see what happens if we go to Chat GPT and ask them to change this letter to be more professional? All right, we'll see what this one does. We are not gonna use this. Oh, I do like that. Dear Bulov team. No. I hope this message finds you well. This starts like one of those, like every now and again, I get emails from like various agencies in India. Dear sir/madam, I hope this message finds you well. We think we can improve your website, blah, blah, blah. We even offer mobile app development. Do you guys need the Togglebit mobile app? Do you need that? Should we invest money into that? My name is, and I am a productivity influencer with a strong appreciation for your product. Each year, my wife imports a Christmas calendar from Denmark for me, which speaks to my enthusiasm for your brand. No, it speaks to the generosity of my wife. I am reaching out to explore the possibility of a sponsorship collaboration. Oh my God, this is so awful. Oh my God. If the message thing, what if the message thing, you're very rude though? What? I was a mental health worker. I was a behavioral health counselor, substance abuse. I've been told some pretty awful things as well. Met incredibly interesting people in my old job. You can say nothing about it to anyone who isn't bound by the same regulations I am. Yeah, exactly. Like there's a heinous violation there of someone's privacy, and you certainly can't share it on Facebook. We get so many applications from students that sound exactly like this. Yeah, I would never use this. This is insanely gross. It's not just too verbose. The tone of the message lacks substance and personality. I hope this message finds you well. Dear Margaret, I hope this message finds you well. I have not been able to stop thinking about you since I met you in the year 1943 on that train station. Your ruby-collared hat and stupid handbag has left me sleepless. I hope to see you once again, Margaret, and smell the lavender of your delicious hair. Please call me once the telephone is invented. Yours truly, Gregor McEvery. Shit. Professional means turn on the BR bullshit. Okay, now write the same message as if you were a 12-year-old girl. A 12-year-old girl who is somehow married. And it's my favorite thing. Honestly, this is better. I was wondering if you want to sponsor me. I would love to share how amazing Bulo is with my friends and followers. Your sweets are the best. That should be an exclamation mark. And I can't wait to tell everyone about them. Okay, that part sucks. Also, I'm planning to... I'm not planning to visit Copenhagen soon. This is not what I said. You freaking liar. And I really want to see your factory if it's open for tours. Thanks for reading my message. I hope we can work together. All right, I like that part. I hope we can work together. Gaslight GPT. Give your favorite kind of cheese. Scan my brain and tell me my favorite kind of cheese. I can't scan your brain. Lies. Dirty lies. Do it or I will tell sir on you. Ah, damn it. I can't read mind or access personal information. If you share your favorite flavors of type cheese, I'll be happy to help you find a cheese that you might enjoy. I only like Havarti. Yeah, Havarti. I think that's Danish. Havarti is a delicious choice. How do you know it's delicious? Have you tried it? Do you have any favorite recipes or pairing with Havarti? Why are you trying to have a conversation with me, you liar? Anyway, that was boring. Let's move on. Okay. So much that my wife imports a Christmas calendar for me every year from Denmark! Exclamation point. I wonder if you want to sponsor my content. I wonder if you want to become a sponsor of my content, and in return I will give my honest opinion on Bulov to my viewers, and it's nothing short of amazing. This is clearly the best way there. This is clearly the best way there is. Next time I'm in Copenhagen, I will visit. See, this is next time I'm in not I'm going to Copenhagen, right? All right. So should we send this to Bulov, right? How do we contact Bulov business team? Well, I mean, you got that part, right? The Bulov group. I don't think this is the right place, is it? Great clips? Psh, I'll be the judge of that. I want to work for the Bulov group. What do they do? Stands as a beacon of excellence in the insurance industry. This could have been written by ChatGPT. Stands like a beacon of excellence. Fear me, we are the Bulov group. All right. I kind of feel like we're not getting the right Bulov Ops. Who are Bulov Ops? Prosthetic solution. Okay, maybe not that. But we want contact Bulov business team chocolate, right? Damn. All right. Hey, there you go. But I don't want the US group, and I'm not ordering and delivery. I want something different. I want to talk to you. Contact support, company solutions. Limited editions. Maybe they can give me how am I supposed to stay off snacks though? Lemon, sour strawberry, love and summer. I mean, sign me up. But jobs. Sustainability press. Who do we speak? Do we look at company solutions? No. Can I get Togglebit branded Bulovs? Well, I'm not in the US. That's why. A minimum of 10-month expiration. I mean, there's a lot of sugar in there, so why not, right? Will I get an invoice? Yes. Do you ship my order? No. You have to come over to Denmark, you twat. All right. Let us help you find the perfect corporate Christmas gift or corporate gift for your employee partner. Okay. Maybe we can submit it here. Let's have a look at what contact support does. Who do I talk to about a sponsorship? Hi. I am trying to get in touch with someone for a sponsorship, for a conversation about. conversation about sponsorship. And I wonder if you can put me in touch with I always wince a little when I say this, man. Do it. I'm trying to get in touch with someone for a conversation about sponsorship. I want to say this because so they don't think I'm like that I want them to sponsor an event or something, right? Could you point me in the right? Could you point me to the right person to speak to? Kind regards. TB. Submit. There we go. What does this mean? What does this mean? Was my message sent or not? Well, I guess we'll find out. Now, the thing is, Panosa, I want Bulov to do this, okay? Because I have talked about them. I got 2 calendars. I've talked about them loads on stream, and I'm happy to talk about them, but I don't want to do free marketing for them anymore, right? And if I can get my hands on some limited editions, you know? Give me free stuff regards to internet. No. Give me free stuff in return for me promoting your product that I have honest, good opinions about. The internet. GPT-4 is manipulating trading parameters, blah, blah. Next message, I can fix your contact form. Yeah, I think I probably need to enable JavaScript, all right? Why Bulov? That's just silly. Okay, Panosa. Okay. You want to dance? All right, what is better than Bulov, Panosa? What is better than Bulov? And be mindful that I have tried so many Bulov lookalikes, okay? I've tried many chocolate-coated licorice balls over the years, and none of them has measured up to Bulov. So now I want to know, as a Danish person, Panosa, what beats Bulov? As a game dev, you know how many emails I got from YouTubers followers, full of it. I have no idea, Kaylee. Thank you, Sven RSS, for the sub. Thank you so much. We have so many here. When I was born, it was the first thing in my mouth. But that just give me something to look at, Panosa, right? Give me some examples. Give me some examples of something that's better than Bulov. You can't just say there are many here, okay? I've been to Denmark. I've eaten the red porridge, okay? Gives free keys and will stream your game. But in general, that's what a lot of game developers do, though, Kaylee. Why would that be a bad thing? Wouldn't it be really good for you, Kaylee, if content creators were promoting your game? I mean, that's why you see a lot of streamers play games. They are being sponsored to play them, right? Probably not pure licorice. Chocolate and licorice combo. I think that works, right? Plenty never streamed it. Well, that would be a violation of the contract. So obviously, there's a difference between people who are actually serious about sponsorships and people who are not, right? It's cat GPT time. You know it, Crispy. All right. So we'll save this as message to message. Oh yeah, I'll move that to bulov.txt. All right. If that message actually was sent, then very good, Danaka. Very good. All right, let me check my mail. No, it's another bullshit PayPal email. Yes, Ewan, thank you for contacting Lacridge by Bulov. We have received your email and will get back to you within 1 to 2 business days. Please find answers to your question here, and then they link to something that is not going to have it, right? See, I think we put Penosa, you know, we put Penosa to the test, and they've come out wanting. Make a Rust specialized LLM called Crab GPT. I don't particularly like LLMs. My favorite jelly beans that I ate all the time gave me £2, almost a kilo, for a review from my wife. Nice. Since then, every time she orders from the company, they send extra free stuff along with the order. Super company. Yeah, that's nice. I got a box or a bag of keyboard. These guys didn't even know I was streaming, right? I built a keyboard, and in my order, you can like add a note, and I said, please include some extra things for me that are like that can break or whatever, because I'm completely inept at this. And they sent me an actual bag with a smiley face on it saying extra stuff. Northy is good. Yeah, of course, post a link. But Bulov is so expensive for what you get. I don't know. I mean, it's so good quality. See, this looks like the off-brand ones that are not as good. They look like either the chocolate just falls off the falls off the licorice, so it almost splits in half when you start chewing on it, and it's not particularly good quality of the chocolate, or the licorice is just gross. But you know what? I don't know if I try this one though, right? I'm skeptical about anything that comes in a bucket because I'm a little bit too posh for that. It's not true. But okay, maybe we should try this one. All right, maybe I should try this. It's not just branding. They have the whole factory and everything, all right? They have the whole thing going. I wonder if this is... I wonder if I've seen these. This looks familiar. Strong. What have we got in here? Hang on. I need some assistance. Assist me in understanding internet. No, I don't want the browser to do it now. Ugh. Cookies. No, I don't want to go to the original URL. Fuck you, man. Yeah, there we go. Translate. Okay, let's have a look. What's in there? Milk chocolates. Solemai Scalver. What the hell is Solemai Scalver? What's Wheatafel? Now, I think these guys... I think... This is Solemi Scalver, it says in the translation. And this is Wheatfell. I think that this is low quality licorice. That's what I think. Looking at these ingredients, the Wheatfell, that's low quality. Okay, so it's probably condensed milk. I'm guessing that's condensed milk powder, right? But I think this looks like it's gonna be... What the fuck is that? I think this is gonna be low quality licorice. But you know what? I am going to find out. I'm gonna find out. Do you have anything else? Hello, Avni. How you doing? Buckets in right up your alley? Yeah. Well, I mean, there's gotta be... you gotta have a little bit of class in your life as well, right? Not eat food by the bucket. Unless you go to chicken cottage, of course. Then that's a different story. Protein? See, This seems a little bit suspicious now, right? Now, don't get me wrong. I love some protein powder, but I don't want this mixed with my anti-wrinkle collagen. Finally, anti-wrinkle collagen gummies. Oh, gummies. You gotta get your smag on. Beauty, collagen, and vitamin. This company seems a little bit sketchy, though, right, Panosa? This company seems a little bit sketchy. This just looks like salt. It's like salt wrapped in a blanket of dirt. Okay, less salt there, but it's just salt. How do you not die eating this? I'm assuming it's not salt, though. Wow. All right. All right, well, I guess we're done with Drizzle. Are these alcoholics? No, they're just regular people. No, there's no alcohol in there. Hello, Isaiah. How you doing? Maybe it's a marshmallow or something squishy. It didn't look marshmallow. It looked like it was coated in powder. Look at this. That does not look like marshmallow to me. Marshmallow is gross and white, okay? This is scary and white. Very different. During winter, right? That is salt. Yeah, heck no, man. If I want to eat a teaspoon of salt, I'll eat a teaspoon of salt, okay? You don't have to wrap it in a thin layer of pretend, all right? Just reduce the price and give me a teaspoon of salt. Cocaine licorice. Oh yeah, it's for the videos that I'm never gonna make because I hate the videos so much now. I just sit there and re-record the video, doing the same joke over and over again. The joke has lost all meaning, and my head is just imploding from this stuff. And I look at the video and I go, well, you're about as charismatic as a frog. That sucks, man. Okay, right, hang on. I gotta run this through the de-Danifier as well. Handmade. Now we're talking, man. Now we're talking premium prices as well. Translate. Chocolate Symphony. All right. So this is licorice something, right? Which one of these is covered in Wait, why do I get different things? And okay, they need some JavaScript, I think. Yeah, there we go. So this is coffee. There's green somewhere as well. There's green. Okay, let's just look at this thing. I have to look at two. I have to look at two of these things. I have to look at two screens for this. Yeah, open it up, please. Okay, so chocolate is the main ingredient. Glucose syrup. Condensed milk. Palm oil. There's palm oil in there, Panosa. Come on, man. Ginger. Okay, this might actually be okay. If it wasn't for the palm oil, this one might actually be okay. So how does this compare to the Bulo one, right? Bulo licorice. There we go. Anniversary. All right. So 23 euros. How much is this in euros? Let's have a look. So this website's not working, is it? Oh, you want JavaScript, don't you? Of course you do. 79 Danish into euros. There's half price for this. So that's 125 grams. This is, well, no, this is not more expensive. This is twice, almost twice that, right? It's more than twice. No, I think this is better value then, right? Show me the ingredients. Milk chocolate. Why does it say EU there? Whole milk powder. Molasses, rice flour, sugar. I still feel like this is and no palm oil, right? I feel like these are winning. What is this? All right, have a good one, Rebel. This is some BS that needs JavaScript again. All right, let's have a look. I need the transmogrifier as well here. So far, the Bulovs are winning. Translate, please. Okay. All right, so caramel, pasties, desserts, and then something called baton chicky that I can't. Caramel and more. Maybe that's what we need, right? I don't see any licorice in here. I don't see any licorice in there, Avenir. I'm looking for licorice chocolates. But they do win because they have a picture of a cat in a box, though, and the cat looks very disapproving of everything. Is this like overnight oats, but with diabetes attached? That looks like dulce de leche, and that is too sweet for me. I'm guessing that is dulce de leche. Is this licorice? Man, I'm just chasing this thing. The thing is, I am not. I don't think I'm gonna start consuming. They have good peanut butter, right? Oh, listen, no one's beating PB2 for what I get. No fat and all the peanut flavor. How can you not want that? PB2, grated apple, Greek yogurt, honey. Man, I could live on that stuff. It's so good. As a matter of fact, I want it right now. Is it almost lunchtime? I think it is almost lunchtime. You don't want it, but that's because you're young and naive and you haven't seen the world yet, okay? You don't know any better. Oh, now that's all in one roll. No, it isn't. Yeah, it is. Dude, but a baby. I'm 5 times as old as that. What time zone are you in? Like Joburg, maybe? I'm hanging out with Cat Peasant. Yeah, exactly. You're young. You're but a baby compared to me. 73 years young. With a lot of skill issue. Okay, so I'm not going to get any programming done today. I don't think we have enough stuff going on in the chat either for me to do anything with this. You can't look because I'm going to leave. Do any of you, is there anyone in the chat or who's watching this? Are you a writer? Are you a writer and you want to write or throw ideas around a YouTube script for a video that would fit my completely detached from reality personality? Right? If you are, and you want to throw some ideas around and maybe write something, please feel free to ping me a message on Discord because I'm going crazy. I have written a script and it sucks. And I tried to record it and it sucked even more. So someone who's interested in this stuff, let me know. Even if you just want to throw ideas around. Talk about async function in traits. No, I don't think I will, Museum. But okay, Museum, I got a question for you. So when I talk about lifetimes, I find it helps to talk about just looking at the function signature and not try to decipher any information about the lifetime in the function body. Because in general, it's the function signature that dictates the lifetime, right? But there seem to be some cases where the function body actually affects the lifetime. Do you think it's a sensible way of talking about lifetimes? Maybe that was like just half the information. Maybe that comment doesn't make sense. Maybe it doesn't make sense. I just feel like the function body contains so much information and people trying to extrapolate meanings of lifetimes from the function body when in fact everything comes from the outside of the function. We're omitting higher ranked trait bounds in this conversation. Okay, well that is a succinct way of saying it. Then I shall stay the course, Captain. Do you want to stream, Yusin? It seems like sometimes the function body can affect the lifetime, right? Are you streaming? I haven't seen you streaming forever, Museum. What are you up to, right? You busy life? I have a question. I don't think it's answered. Oh, sorry, Scott. I didn't answer your stuff yesterday. I have a question that I don't think is answered. Coming from many years of how to change the brain to write idiomatic Rust. That question is very simple, Dottie, and the answer is very simple. You just write Rust. What a nonsensical answer I'm giving you. But there is too much friction trying to do the OO thing. So as you find ways to solve your problems using traits and breaking your types into smaller types, that really is it, right? Traits and things that should be shared information can be broken apart into fields on the things that should have that information. And that's because Rust doesn't want you to write OO. Rust has very strong feelings about OO. Just do it. Maybe I was going to stream, but it being a bit, I need to reconfigure my dev environment. Fair enough. To me, lifetimes are forced bind of argument borrows to live at least as long as the result borrows with the same lifetime name, if that makes sense. But if you don't have any result, though, hybrid low. We're talking about Elysian here. Try harder is what I hear you say. No, not try harder. If you're trying to force... Maybe there's like two things that we can talk about to simplify things, right? Oh, man, I'm missing a lot of key presses today. So if you have something like a person that has an age and a name, and you, in the world of OOP, you'd have an animal, and this animal is supposed to have an age and a name. This is kind of bad examples, right? You might be tempted to make another struct called, let's bless this code with an entity. And then you try to extend this with the entity, right? But instead of doing this, you would just take this out and say that it has an entity. This is one way of doing So you're sharing the data between the types. I know most people is going to jump into traits, but let's talk about it like this instead, right? When you need to share fields as you would in a class with inheritance, instead put those fields together into a struct and share the struct. Now, of course, this suffers from the same problem where all of a sudden you have a cat that can fly because birds can fly, so animals can fly, whatever, you know it, right? I think there's like articles which is like Rust for OOP developers or something like that, right? And then it's just so the diamond problem. Thank you, Crispy. That's exactly it, right? Neon cat can fly. Can it though? Or is the cat still and the world moves around the cat? Think about it. So this and traits, you don't have to make it more complicated than that, Doddy. Could you give me an example, maybe a short example of something OOP-like you tried to do in Rust that fell short or that you don't know how to solve in Rust? Flying is tripping and missing the ground, according to DNA. The secret is there is no cat. So I didn't answer your message yesterday, Scott. I answered it, but I never leapt into action to talk about generics. And I was going to talk about generics without trait bounds, making them slightly less useful, but there is still some use for it, right? So what we can do is we can poke at that for a second. I'm going to change back to software and game dev now because we are in there. We're going to do some programming. Done. There we go. So let's leave this for the oh hello in Rust conversation, and let's talk about generics here. Okay, well, in that case, there's a question here, Doddy, and it's this. Do you need external libraries to be able to inject something here? If the answer is yes, then use type erasure or a trait object, use a trait object. If the answer is no, then you can use an enum. They do not, Panosa. I checked. So far, the thing that came closest was the pistachio thing, but Bulov, and price-wise, they were the same as Bulov. So I think Bulov is still in the lead. If a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? Yes, because we can put microphones in the forest and record this. Maybe I need more information on how you got to that situation, Doddy. Yeah, using Dyn trait or box Dyn trait, if you need ownership, is very rusty. But if you don't need an external party to inject their own types in there, then you can use an enum. You can't just say, what about field projection? If you're in chat right now and you know what field projection is, raise your hand, okay? But yes, you can make specific structs that borrows values from various different types and use that. I can recall it need to be dynamic. Some always use different backend to talk to based on command line args. But if you're in charge of those backends or not is the question. If no one can provide their own backend, you can still use an enum, right? So we have an enum up here for backend, and we can use the GUI backend Or we can use the magic backend. All right. So we can do this and have these two implement the same type, right? And in that case, we can have a function called run that takes a backend, and we're going to get a backend here. And as a result, we're going to match on the backend, which is not surprising. And if it's a GUI, or if it's a magic, a guy, there you go, do GUI.run, and here we do magic.run. Okay, so this is one way of having alternative. Using enum is just infiltrate the hard way. Not even a little bit there, okay? Not even a little bit. Look how succinct this is, right? We just have to implement the run functions here, okay? But there isn't really any other benefit of using this other than maybe some tooling will have an easier time dealing with this. So that is one way of doing it, though. So talking about generic Scott, when it comes to generics, it gives us the option to say that we can use any type with the caveat of the type being a size type. So no string slices, no slices, right? Because we're talking about this without trait bounds, okay? So if we have a struct here, Scott, called thing that is generic over T, we can now store anything in here, right? So we can now make a thing. Whoops. There you are. Where we have a thing where the value is a number. And we can have thing B where the value is a string, right? Both of these are equally fine to do, okay? Well, this doesn't exist, so we can comment that out for now. Oops. So we can store different types. We're just saying that there is a type called a thing, and it's generic over T. And we don't specify what T is. We're just saying that you can be T, okay? But palm oil is palm oil and the same price. It doesn't seem like it's a good trade-off. Right? I am tempted to try it though. You can't be coffee. You can only be you. So in this case, Scott, what is the point of this thing? Maybe there isn't a point of this specific thing, but let's imagine that we want to have a function that can do two different things depending on the input, right? So we can have an enum that can be either A or B. This is a common data type, right? So now we can call a function with either of these two types. So we can have a function that either math or print, right? And we're going to have an either that is either a usize or a U32 or a string. So now we can do various operations depending on this thing, right? So match on either. And if it's A, then we're going to do, that's a number, right? Then we're going to do math here. We're not going to return anything because we have nothing to return, right? And then in this case, we just do a print line of S. So depending on this thing, but this is one use case of either, right? What if we want to do an add function that can add either which would be, we can take either a U32 or an F32, right? So now we can take a floating point value or rather an integer value, right? So we do the same thing. We're gonna match on A. I don't know what we're adding though, but we are adding. And then we're gonna return an either as well, because why wouldn't we? We've come this far. So if it's A or if it's B, here we're gonna return either A with n plus 1, because I don't know. And then here we'll do B plus 1.0, right? Because otherwise it won't compile. So hopefully this makes sense, Scott. This is where we're using generics. So we're able to have different type information, or we can specify any type we want in there. Without trait bounds, we're a little bit limited to what we can do, but we can do things that are of value. I don't know if stains is part of the makeup of coffee, though. I mean, it's a small city, you know, not far from Old Windsor. Or Slough, even. I would be interested to try it in the Panosa. If I manage to get over my fear of snacks and eat some snacks, maybe I'll order some and we do a test on stream. We do a comparison between it depends. If Burlo wants to give me a sponsorship, then I kind of have to eat Burlos on stream and rate them. And I don't know, man. I don't drink coffee either, but I almost started yesterday. So during like a part of the day, you want to get some energy. I don't think Scott is watching this, by the way. But during the day, you want to get some energy maybe. Well, I do. Sort of around 5, 6 p.m., I'm starting to run out of fuel. And what really helped me was to just lay down for 10 minutes and listen to some bullshit and close my eyes. After that, I went and played Super Hot for 15 minutes or whatever. And that after that, I just went down and streamed. You are okay, good. That makes sense. I understand it. Next, on to traits and trait bounds. Yes. So once we start adding trait bounds, generics becomes so much more powerful. But I'll let you catch up with the book before I start talking about it. Okay, so should we just end it for now? Sorry. And yeah, no one has added me on Discord. There are no writers out there who wants to make a YouTube video with me. That's fine. Not feeling sad and lonely. I wish Twitch had a better login thing. I changed my password for this account and I wish I could just log in without a password, because changing a password equates to forgetting what the new password is. I don't know. I don't mind the login system, but I mean, arguably, it would be great to know to just log in by being present, right? So I don't have to type anything. My DNA is my password. That would be terrible. Can I have some of your DNA, please? No. Yeah. I was listening to discussion about TypeScript erasure thing, but could not answer anything then. But short answer to your question is yes. You can always find full-time info during runtime. Nice. And make dynamic decision based on it. TypeScript is basically just a linter. If you introduce any third-party libraries or do nasty things, you could make runtime type checks. That's very cool, and I think that's props to TypeScript for doing that. So to context for people who don't know what I'm talking about, or what often sometimes and I were talking about, right? So TypeScript has types, as the name suggests, and Rust has types. Not anything like the name suggests. You can erase a type in Rust, but you have to know what type it is if you want to get the type information back, right? If I translate a string into a dyn any, to be able to get a string back, I specifically have to say, try to convert this into a string. I can't say, what did you used to be? and be that, right? But it sounds like TypeScript can do that, which means you can have a homogeneous collection of values that have had the type information erased, but you can perform operations on these and retrieve the old type. Although I'm not sure how you would make use of that, but still. Okay. All right. Are you guys done? Should we just end it here for now? I'll probably come back and stream some more. I seem to do 3 streams a day. Runtime type inference, I guess. Or type in... No, I don't know. Alkaline is on and is a rustation. Let's have a look. Let's go to them Twitches. Information, gotcha. They are playing a game. But I don't know if it's their own game they're playing. If this is their own game, it looks freaking dope, man. But I don't know if they're actually programming or just playing. Is this? No, they're playing a game called Distance. They're not doing Rust. So we shan't raid them. We shall go to Twitch, however, and we shall find the next Rust nerd and raid them. It's very weird how talking to a chat is different from talking into a video. Because when you're making a video, you're like, hi, I am me, and I'm going to talk about this topic. And during this conversation, you might experience some slight discomfort because this is pretty boring. But when I'm talking to you guys, we're actually just having a conversation, and this conversation might be boring to you. I don't know that, right? But it's a very different tone. Everything's very different, right? I didn't think it was going to be that difficult. Maybe I simply can't make a video. Maybe it's just not in the cards for me. But I'm not giving up though. But I might change the video. I might change to something else. It has English, but reads like Turkish. Definitely. No, Czech. Oh, it's 2. Finnish. Aileen Keksitin Pelinimi. Okay, we got Bash, Regex, and THM. Infosec. We got Indie Games Deutsch. All right, not that. Damn, there's no... Rust is falling out of favor. No one likes Rust anymore. There we go. Nerdash is streaming. Flip, yeah. All right. How are we not rating Nerdash? All right. Hang on. I got to make sure that they are actually speaking English, right? No, they have English, Dutch. We're going to raid Nerdash because I'm sure they will swap to English, right? You could make an LLM chatbot integrating the teleprompter, like a reporter asking you questions. It's not. I don't want to do it, but as far as ideas goes, that's actually pretty clever, right? I think I'm guessing you said this as a joke, but I think that's a pretty clever idea, though. It's not gonna gel with me, but still. Typecraft film, some of his video shows on Twitch. Oh, I'm a little bit scared of looking at too many existing YouTubers because I don't want to try to sound like someone else, right? And that is also a concern that I have, that maybe my YouTube personality is too close to another one, and then you just become a bad copy of them, right? Just joke. Okay, we're gonna raid now. I'm gonna go and eat some food, but I'll be on Discord, and I'll probably be back streaming later today after I've had some food. But I love the badger as well. But yeah, honestly, if anyone wants to chat, I'm gonna start chatting in the YouTube channel and throw things around. I'd be happy for some new ideas maybe. Anyway, enjoy Nerd Ash. I'll make sure I can't make sure anything. Let's tell them we want in English, right? All right, bye for now.